Jim, what I like most about your character, well, of course, all his outfit, is that he's a grown man, but he seems more like a child than Sonic. He likes to play more than fight. I don't think he's bad or evil. He's just lonely. What do you think about this?
Well, that's a very forgiving attitude. It's a very forgiving attitude. Pretty bad as far as I'm concerned, but in a really fun way. You know, there's a mischievous evil and sneakiosity about him that just makes him fun to watch. You know, and you know the bombs are cartoons, so it's not going to really hurt anybody. And you know, I think it's the perfect, the ancient duel of good against evil, you know, culminating in a cataclysm of, complete extremiosity.
So Jeff, this character is taken from a famous video game, but you made a movie that it's more like a fairy tale, full of great statements. So how did you do it?
I think you really have to just forget that it's based on a video game. I think you really have to look at these characters and just treat it as if the people that are walking into the theater have never played the video game, and really you just want to tell a great story. You want to tell a relatable character story that's grounded in some emotion that people are going to be able to relate to. And I think that's all movies. It's not just movies based on video games. So as great as it is that Sonic's a character who's been around for 30 years and has this incredible fan base, you also you kind of want to start very simply with what is a movie, what's a story that anyone in the audience is just going to have a really great time with.
So let's talk about all the references inside the movie. I counted Risky Business, A.T., The Witch of Salem, Castaway, Winter Soldier. So tell me, you are such a nerd.
Oh my gosh, how much time do we have? I mean, it's impossible to not. I think many filmmakers, it's the same story. They grew up loving movies. We're in the business that we're in because of that love of movies, and you can't help but sort of pay reference to or make a loving homage to the movies you loved growing up. I loved Indiana Jones movies, so like a labyrinth filled with booby traps and all that, which is equally part of the Sonic games. But also when you see it in a movie, you can't help but just be reminded of stuff like Indiana Jones. And so yeah, it's a long list, but it really is fun for everyone, I think, to understand what we're doing, that we're kind of channeling some of these great movies that came before, but now doing our own sort of Sonic version of it.
Your character seems to be perfect.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
He is full of patience with Sonic, but also full of doubts as a real father.
Right.
So it's right to say that Sonic for him is his weakness, but also is great adventure at the same time.
Yeah, I think you're right. In the first film, Sonic looked up to Tom as this sort of, they were more buddies and pals the first time around, but the Donut Lord was Sonic's hero, right? In the first film. And in the second film now, he's getting a little more confident and growing up a bit, and he's wanting to spread his wings and prove himself to be a real superhero. And that has now brought Tom and Maddie into have to kind of guide him through that process, right? So the buddy relationship is now evolving into more of a father-son relationship this time around, and not in a bad way, in a way where they feel a certain responsibility for him, and now he's starting to, he's going to experience some adventures where he's going to have to maybe feel a responsibility for somebody else without giving it away. But yeah, the dynamic between the two of them continues to evolve, and Sonic continues to grow up and have that self-discovery and find his place in the world. And I think that's exciting for the audience to see.
And there is another great question inside the movie. When you finally find what you were looking for your whole life, what you are going to do. So do you have an answer to this? Did you find what you were looking for in your life?
Boy, that's a little early for this sort of profound nature of that. I'm not sure my brain's fully. It's a great question, and these are the kind of questions that we, without getting too heavy-handed or too overly important in the movie. It's a fun movie for everybody to see, but yeah, these are some of the themes that go throughout the film. And what is your purpose, and what is important in life, and how do you want to spend your time, and what are your goals, and is the journey the goal, right? And I've always said that is. It's life is now, and it's not about the destination, it's about the journey there. And sometimes you get everything you want in life, and then you're left feeling relatively empty. So sometimes it's striving for those goals, or having that thing that you want just out of reach, that reveals the most about your character.